CBS 13 News is on your side at noon.
Breaking news this noon, a manhunt is underway after a sheriff's corporal is shot and killed. Right now, police are looking for this man. He is 29-year-old John Williams.
Investigators say he shot and killed Corporal Eugene Cole early this morning. Corporal Cole was a 13-year veteran of the Somerset County Sheriff's Office.
CBS 13 has extensive team coverage from Somerset County, from the search for a suspect to neighborhoods impacted and a life lost.
First, let's get right to CBS 13's Marissa Bodner, who is in Madison, where police have guns drawn and the high school there is now on lockdown. Marissa?
Katie, we're here on Jones Street in Madison. As you said, a heavy police presence. We're seeing a lot of activity. I want to give you a closer look. At least half a dozen authorities here right now. We can see police out here with guns drawn. Again, this is Jones Street in Madison. We were told by police that suspect John Williams' last known address was here in Madison, and neighbors around here tell us that he has still been living at a home here. We can hear a helicopter hovering right above us. There's a lot of activity going on, and we actually want to walk around here. There, again, a lot going on, but we want to give you a look at exactly what we can see from here. People are out here. They can't get to their homes. Again, the road blocked off. We're told the blue house down this street is where Williams had been living. We talked to a neighbor. He lives right across the street from that blue house. He says Williams and the other people there often keep to themselves. He doesn't know a lot about them, but that man, Bobby Bishop, tells me his wife is home alone in the house across the street right now, and she is in a panic. Take a listen.
She told me that she see a lot of police officers, and some of them had their guns drawn. And that's all she told me she saw. And I told her, go in the house, get the dog in the house, lock the door, and I'll be there as soon as they let me in.
Again, a lot of nervous people here in town right now. People are not being allowed to get to their homes. There are still people inside. Again, police down here with guns drawn, a helicopter above. And at this point, what we know from police is that Williams is at large. They say he is armed and dangerous and should not be approached by the public. For now, live in Madison, I'm Marissa Bodner. For CBS 13 News, I'll send it back to you.
And as we mentioned, this all started early this morning in Norridge Walk. CBS 13's Lexi O'Connor is there live for us with more on what happened early this morning. Lexi?
Thanks, Katie. We are live on Route 2 in Norridge Walk. There is still a heavy police presence here, and this is now the scene of both a homicide investigation and also an active manhunt. And as we've been mentioning, the suspect is still at large and considered heavily armed and dangerous. Now, here's what we know. Police say between 1 and 2 o'clock this morning, Corporal Eugene Cole of the Somerset County Sheriff's Department was shot and killed by 29-year-old John Williams. Now, police say that the suspect then stole Corporal Cole's heavily marked cruiser and robbed the Cumberland Farms off of Route 2 in Norridge Walk. And police say the suspect abandoned that stolen cruiser off of Martin Stream Road and then fled on foot. We spoke to both state police and Somerset County Sheriff's Department this morning. They say everyone in this area should remain very vigilant and aware of their surroundings. They say this is now a nationwide search for this suspect.
Times we're able to say that there is not an ongoing threat, but that's not the case today. There certainly is an ongoing public threat. He needs to be, he's considered armed and dangerous. If people encounter him, they should not approach him. They should call 911, but just be aware of their surroundings.
Now, right now, police are not giving many details on exactly where Corporal Cole was shot and what he was responding to, other than they say it was in Norridge Walk. Again, still a heavy police presence here, and we have seen a helicopter going overhead from time to time. We haven't seen that helicopter in about a half hour, but everyone in this area is still asked to remain extremely vigilant, not to approach the suspect if they see him, and to call 911. We're live in Norridge Walk today. Lexi O'Connor for CBS 13 News. Katie and Jeff, back to you.
We are learning more right now about the suspect, John Williams, a man with a lengthy criminal record. CBS 13 Sam Reed joins us now live. And Sam, investigators say Williams is armed and dangerous.
Yeah, Katie, well, like we just heard from Marissa Bodner, officers do have a home in Madison surrounded, but at this time, the nationwide manhunt is still on for 29-year-old John Williams. And if you take a look at this picture, Williams is described as being 5'6", 120 pounds with blue eyes, brown hair, which police say is shaved on the sides with a ponytail. Now, Skowhegan area high school officials have confirmed that John Williams attended school there for 4 years through 2007. I also spoke to a man over the phone who claims he's a former co-worker of Williams, but they lost touch after he, quote, got really into guns and drugs. Now, with Williams still on the loose, some residents I spoke with say they're very concerned.
I don't feel safe anymore. I can't believe it's happening here. Been here 17 years, 18 years this year. That's the first time this stuff has been going on. But today was the worst.
Some very disturbing news, and according to the Eagle Tribune, last month in Massachusetts, Williams was also arrested and charged with possession of a firearm and possession of a feeding device, among several other charges. He was expected to appear in court today. Again, he is very armed and dangerous. The police are asking that the public take notice. For now, we're live in Norridge Walk. Sam Reed for CBS 13 News. Back to you.
Right now, the body of Corporal Eugene Cole is on its way to the medical examiner's office in Augusta. This is video from Fairfield as the police escort passed. CBS 13's Dan Lamparella joins us now live from Norridge Walk. And Dan, it is an area now coping with the loss.
It is, Jeff. To say this area is devastated by Corporal Cole's death is an understatement. He served this community for more than a decade. He actually lived right down the street here in town, many saying he devoted his life, most of his life, to public service, and everyone knew him here in town. Now, Corporal Eugene Cole was a 13-year veteran of the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, the 62-year-old devoting those years, more than a decade, to patrolling and protecting this area. He lived here in Norridge Walk, many telling us he was always the first to arrive on scene if anything happened in town. Today, after news of his death, family and deputies kept a close watch on his house, asking for respect, and of course we're giving them that tonight. Corporal Cole also has a son who followed in his footsteps to become a deputy here at the Sheriff's Office. He's actually one of their K-9 unit officers. Those who knew Cole and his family say they're devoted public servants who treated everyone with respect and a smile.
He was always decent, down to earth, and got along with everybody. As far as I know, like every time I've dealt with him or even seen him, he's always said hi. And
first thing you hope for is that the guy survived, and then they hope for that ain't nobody you know, and which is kind of narrow-minded because somebody knows him, somebody's family, you know. But they're good family. Good family.
Now, we're still looking to learn a little bit more about Corporal Cole's family, as well as his life's devotion to public service and law enforcement. His sheriff here in Somerset County saying during a press conference this afternoon that he couldn't have thought of anyone better to serve the people of this area. We're live in Norridge Walk. Dan Lamparello for CBS 13 News. Jeff?
Just ahead at noon, another developing story. The search for a 5-year-old boy in the Androscoggin River continues.
We have commenced search operations for the 5-year-old that is still missing on the river.
2 brothers are taken away by the waters of the Androscoggin River. Coming up, I'll have details on the search of one young boy who's still missing.
Now, CBS 13 News is on your side at noon.
Right now, crews in Auburn are searching the Androscoggin River for a missing 5-year-old boy who went into the water last night.
CBS 13's Brooke Rayford is live in Auburn for us. And Brooke, what's the latest on the search?
Yes, well, Jeff and Katie, before the sun came up, Auburn police and another unit were in this parking lot behind me off of Riverside preparing for today's search for that 5-year-old boy that was swept away by the water in the Androscoggin River. Now, police say Tuesday evening, 2 brothers were playing along the river right off Main Street. The youngest fell in and the other, a 9-year-old, went in after him. Firefighters were able to pull out the older brother. He was flown to Maine Medical Center. Police are confirming at this time he's still in critical condition. Now, police say the oldest boy wasn't the only one trying to save his little brother.
Their 8-year-old sister tried to go in to save them, was unable to. Their father hopped in to try to save the boys, was unable to. So both the daughter and father were able to make it back to shore safely, and the 2 boys were last seen going down the river.
Now, again, the 5-year-old brother is still missing. Crews searched for hours last night and returned early this morning. Police tell us ground crews have completed their search and aircraft operations are suspended at this time because of weather conditions. And the chief says their main focus is on the water right now. Maine Warden Service will be conducting dive operations throughout the afternoon and will return tomorrow if needed. Coming up tonight, we'll hear from the community on this tragic event and the town's superintendent, who says these 2 boys were supposed to start school today. But for now, reporting live in Auburn, I'm Brooke Breaker for CBS 13 News. I'll send it back inside.
Coming up next, a nationwide manhunt underway right now. A corporal with the Somerset County Sheriff's Department is shot and killed in Norwich Walk, and officials are looking for the suspect.
Coming up, that massive search and the last time an officer was killed in the line of duty in Maine.
And we have the clouds and the rain moving in this afternoon. How much are we going to get and how long will this last? I'll let you know coming up.
Now, your CBS 13 Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Amanda Jellick.
Welcome back. The clouds have moved in and we have these showers that are also moving in. That's impacting western and southern Maine. That's all stemming from an area of low pressure which is still just off to our south. We'll continue to see the rain intensity pick up over the course of the late afternoon and especially heading into the evening hours. Temperatures are much cooler compared to where we have been the past couple of days. We are holding on to highs in the lower end of the 50s. As for this evening, the clouds are going to stick around with us along with the rain showers. The intensity will be picking up through the evening and will be dropping off to the mid and upper end of the 40s. Now, as we track this out later on tonight, here we are around 8:30. You'll notice the intensity of the rain picking up. Temperatures are also going to be fairly consistent in the upper 40s, lower 50s. Now we'll get a brief break through the overnight, but more rain will stick with us as we head into early Thursday morning. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we're gradually going to see a lot of this rain start to move out. Temperatures will once again rebound back to the mid and upper end of the 50s. Southern Maine even potentially into the lower end of the 60s. Now overnight Thursday and as we head into Friday, we are going to see gradual clearing. Friday, we're looking at partly sunny skies and also milder temperatures returning back into the forecast. But we also do have a chance for yet another round of rain that will arrive overnight Friday and into Saturday morning and then through Saturday afternoon. We are going to see a return to brighter skies. So for tonight, we have the rain showers. We also have patchy fog that's going to be impacting your evening and also your morning commute tomorrow. Tonight, temperatures dropping off to the 40s. It's also going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We have the showers today and tomorrow. Brighter skies returning Friday and on into the weekend. Also, temperatures over the weekend are going to hover right around the mid and upper end of the 50s. Brighter skies by next week. Katie, Jeff?
We continue to follow breaking news at noon after a Somerset County corporal is killed. Now a manhunt is underway for the suspect.
According to state police, between 1 and 2 o'clock this morning, Corporal Eugene Cole was shot and killed in Norwich Walk. They say the suspect, John Williams, stole the corporal's cruiser, drove it to Cumberland Farms, committed a theft, and then took off in that cruiser. Shortly after 5 o'clock this morning, the cruiser was found abandoned off Martin Stream Road in Norwich Walk.
Right now, there is a nationwide alert for the suspect, 29-year-old John Williams, with the last known address in Madison, Maine. He's described as 5'6" and 120 pounds. He has brown hair with sides that are shaved and a ponytail on top and blue eyes. Officials say he is armed and dangerous, and if you see him, do not approach him.
Right now, Governor Paul LePage is reacting. He tweeted this a short time ago. Our deepest condolences go out to the family of fallen Deputy Sheriff Corporal Eugene Cole. If you live in Somerset County and the surrounding area, please cooperate with law enforcement and stay safe.
And other law enforcement agencies are also reacting, including the Augusta Police Department, saying our deepest condolences go out to the Somerset County Sheriff's Department and all family and friends in the death of Deputy Eugene Cole. No words.
Meanwhile, the Aroostook County Sheriff's Office tweeted this: our thoughts and prayers go out this morning to the Somerset County Sheriff's Office and to the family, friends, and co-workers of Corporal Eugene Cole. Senator Susan Collins is also reacting to this heartbreaking news, tweeting, quote, I am deeply saddened to learn Corporal Eugene Cole was killed in the line of duty in Norwich Walk this morning. Corporal Cole served the citizens of Somerset County for 13 years with honor and distinction. and Maine will be eternally grateful for his brave actions to protect his community.
And in a statement, Congressman Bruce Poliquin says, "I am absolutely horrified and heartbroken by the reports this morning of the killing of one of our brave law enforcement officers, Deputy Sheriff Corporal Eugene Cole in Norridgewock, who was responding to an incident and performing his duty. Every single day, the men and women of our law enforcement put their lives on the line to protect our families and our communities. I am praying for Mr. Cole, his family, and our entire community today, and I send them my deepest condolences. I'll continue to monitor the situation closely."
The news of Corporal Cole's death this morning is also rippling throughout Maine's law enforcement community.
According to the Officer Down Memorial page, this is the first Maine law enforcement officer to be killed by gunfire since 1989. CBS 13's John Chrysos is looking through the history of fallen officers in our state. John?
93 law enforcement officers have died in Maine in the line of duty. That is according to the nonprofit Officer Down Memorial page, which has records going back to the 1800s. In reviewing that site in our archives, we found that before today, the last time an officer was shot and killed in Maine was back in 1989. Maine State Police Detective Giles Landry was gunned down in his police cruiser outside a mobile home. It happened in Leeds on March 31st, 29 years ago. Landry was investigating a domestic dispute and child abuse case. Police say when Landry got to the scene, the suspect's girlfriend jumped into the passenger seat of the patrol car. The suspect, 36-year-old David Grover, fired twice through the window, hitting Landry and killing him instantly. Grover then shot and killed his girlfriend before killing himself. 26 other Maine officers have been shot and killed while in the line of duty. There is a memorial to the fallen police officers near the state capitol in Augusta.
Our coverage continues next to noon as the search continues for this man, accused of killing a corporal from the Somerset County Sheriff's Department.
The massive manhunt underway next.
You're watching CBS 13 News at noon.
Back to our breaking news. The search continues for this man, John Williams.
Let's check back in with CBS 13's Marissa Bodner, who is live in Madison, where police have guns drawn. Marissa?
Yeah, guys, a home here in Madison on Jones Street, still surrounded. You can see all of the police down here, still seeing state troopers with guns drawn. We haven't seen a whole lot of activity, not a whole lot of movement. We also don't hear the helicopter above us. It was hovering just above us for a while, probably a good 30 minutes. We don't hear that anymore. But I did want to share, I just talked to a neighbor, a woman who is in a home right across from the one that they have surrounded. Her name is Rhonda, and she says she was out walking her dog when all of the cops came flying down the street. She said she knew right away exactly why they were here. She said from where she is, she's kind of gone to the back of her home to protect herself, but she says she can see police with their guns drawn. She saw a little bit of activity around the house, but again, no big movements yet. But you know, she really, like so many people out here, is just beside herself. She says things like this just don't happen here on Jones Street. A lot of people having a hard time wrapping their heads around the events of today so far. But again, we are still here. We're being kept a ways back from the scene. But from what we can see, police still here have this home that the suspect is believed to live in surrounded, and they do still have guns drawn. And as soon as we learn any more information, we will bring you an update. But for now, live in Madison, I'm Marissa Bodner for CBS 13. We'll send it back to you.
Again, here is another look at the suspect officials are searching for. There is a nationwide manhunt for 29-year-old John Williams, and he is considered armed and dangerous.
This is a very developing situation, and we will continue to cover it throughout this newscast throughout the afternoon on WGME.com and on Facebook. And make sure you follow us on Twitter as well at WGME. We are also following a developing story in Dallas, Texas. A fallen officer there. He was shot and he has died from his injuries. So we will continue to provide updates on that as well throughout the day.
Again, the description for John Williams, 5'6", blue eyes, 120 pounds, and brown hair.
Thank you so much for joining us today at noon.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tonight for CBS 13 News, live at 5.